So what else can we talk about today, though? Well, there is some news that might interest the Jets. Maybe, maybe not, but it has to do with the quarterback. What? A quarterback? Yeah. A quarterback you have not yet seen linked to the Jets, but old Frankie brings you the stuff you don't get anywhere else. And that's why you should subscribe to this channel and everything else I do. Go find me on X and everything else. Says here, Baker Mayfield has training camp deadline for contract extension with fucking ears. Well, how does this affect the Jets, Frankie? This has nothing to do with the Jets. Well, he's in the last year of his contract. What if they don't? Now, if you go into this, it says here that Mayfield says we're not anywhere close right here. Not even close, he says. And he also says as soon as training camp starts, that's it. So they got about a month to get it done, according to Mr. Baker. And they're not anywhere close. Would love to be here, but as of right now, that's not exactly the case. So what if Baker Mayfield hit the free agent market next year is the question. Would the Jets want to pay him highly? Obviously, he wants to get paid. He's on about a $33 million contract now, so he's probably going to want in the 50 range, I would think. They're probably offering him 40. That's why he's saying it's not anywhere close. And before you answer as to whether you'd want Baker Mayfield, you may want to check out some statistics. Now, this is where statistics help us because we can figure out what is this player doing. Last year had 3,693 yards. So this was a little bit of a down year. Year before that, 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, just a banner year, 71.4% completions. And then his first year in Tampa Bay, 64% completions, 4,000 yards, and 28 touchdowns. So the question is, would you want to bring this man in? Again, he's only 31 years old. 2026 is going to be 31, so he'd be coming to us at 32. So you could sign him for a nice 5-year deal, 4 or 5 years, something like that. Okay, but that's the statistics. What did PFF think? Well, you look at his career, he's got 3 years of elite play, 3 years of red chip play, and then he had this weird time in between here. 2021, he had a lot of injuries with Cleveland. That was the last year of Cleveland when they said goodbye to him. That was a whole drama. And then he had his, where he's traveling around, the Rams, the Panthers. He was competing with Sam Darnold at one point. That's kind of weird looking back at it now. Then he lands in Tampa on a $4 million deal, and he plays pretty well, 77.2 offense. That's a red chipper. Then his big year, 24, he gets a new contract after 23, 3-year, $100 million. So now he did 2 years of it, and he's going to be on his last year this year. So to me, I would pursue him. I would see if has any interest whatsoever in the old Jetsies because, now we got to, of course, see how this year goes. It all depends on what Geno does. If Geno does as well as I think, then I think we're just signing Geno and then drafting a guy and then doing that whole thing of the veteran and then sit the youngsters for a year or two, whatever it may be. But if Geno doesn't play well, which would surprise me, but if could happen, maybe he just is washed and stinks now. And if that's the case, and we got nothing but Cade Klubnik and say Klubnik's not looking like starter material, then I'd probably pursue Baker, I gotta say. Especially because, man, you don't know how those draft. Well, we'd also have to see who's coming into the draft and who's going back to school. But so that's an interesting thing to keep an eye on for developments. It'd be interesting to see him come into the market.